A new report says the video game played by millions, Fortnite, is being used for money laundering crimes. An investigation by the independent and cyber intelligence platform Sixgill found certain people are using stolen money or stolen credit cards to buy Fortnite-related goods.
Those users then sell the goods and receive money for them. The report says that in the past 60 days, the top 50 Fortnite items on eBay made over $250,000. Ian Sherr is the executive editor at CNET News, and he joins us now from San Francisco. Okay, Ian, so explain to us, how does this happen, and how do cyber criminals make money from Fortnite?
So what happens is that cyber criminals have illegal funds. We all understand that part. And what they do is they buy a bunch of Fortnite's in-game money called V-Bucks. This is how people buy different looks and different kinds of cosmetic changes to the game, which they really love, right? Dances, which you all know about. So what happens is that then they sell them on the open market, either on different websites or whatever, and they sell them at an extreme discount, which attracts you to buy them. And it turns into a money laundering scheme. What's interesting here is that we've seen a lot of these kind of currencies on the internet used for this type of thing. You may remember that there are a lot of scams that happen on the internet now where people are asked to send them iTunes gift cards or gift cards for other retailers. And it's the same type of thing. They're able to get this money, then they're able to dump it on the open market for less money and make their money back. So it's a really interesting problem. And it's something that's very frustrating for people like Epic Games who make Fortnite, because it's hard to police this stuff sometimes.
So forgive my Fortnite ignorance, right? But when I think about money laundering, sort of the beauty of it is that you have, you get to sort of become anonymous. You buy an item and then no one knows where the money came from and no one can attach the money to you. But isn't there some sort of digital trail here? I mean, you're a registered user for Fortnite that's associated with, I guess, an email account or something. You're using a credit card. I would think there'd be a way to trace things back to the original user of that stolen credit card.
Generally speaking, yes, but the challenge here, right, is that people can create multiple accounts, and once they're getting rid of the money, they're able to do it. A lot of them are using Bitcoin, for example, and stuff like that, according to the report, and that is untraceable. So, they can lose their Fortnite accounts really quickly. They don't care. They're just going to set up new ones. And when you have 200 million people, or more than that, actually using Fortnite, it's really hard to actually police that whole group of people. It becomes very tough, and that's part of why bad people are attracted to this, is that it's such a large audience that you can get easily lost in the fray.
And so that's why in the report by Sixgill says that they estimate fraud involving digital games, and specifically Fortnite, is going to grow in the coming years.
Yeah, I mean, look, the in-game economies of a lot of these games has just become huge. We're talking about already a huge business in the video game world, and this new kind of trend where people are buying all of these extra goodies on top of actually paying $60 for the game to start with is just big. You may remember Grand Theft Auto 5, right, which is one of the fastest selling and most successful video games ever made. It's still making a ton of money for its parent Take-Two Interactive by doing this type of thing, in-game currency, getting people to continue paying. And this is a game that's nearly 6 years old. So there are examples where this stuff can continue to happen. And again, it can attract bad people who say, oh, there's a huge audience here. They all want this kind of in-game currency. I have a way to be able to get it and also launder my money at the same time.
So I think just last week we reported about some security vulnerabilities when it came to Fortnite, that users might have been exposed, and they might even have been secretly hacked. What do users need to know in order to protect their privacy when they play this game?
I mean, the most important thing is that the game itself is not just some refuge of safety. The internet is still the internet, whether you're playing a video game or surfing a website or whatever. And the challenge here is that a lot of the people playing Fortnite are younger, so they don't have the savvy that you would expect from someone who's an adult, that maybe they've been taught about the prince schemes from Africa and all that stuff that we remember from many years ago. This type of stuff hasn't happened to them, so they're not. They don't have their defenses up as well, and that's really the challenge. And we see this all over the place with Fortnite, especially, but with a lot of video games.
So, what are the creators of Fortnite, the developers, saying?
Well, what they say is that they are trying their best. And honestly, again, there's so many people using Fortnite. I believe that they are trying their best. The challenge is that these researchers say it's just not enough. There are telltale signs that you could use to try and shut down these scammers. And we'll see whether or not in the next few weeks that Epic Games, the people who make Fortnite, actually follow through on that.
All right, Sherr, really important reporting. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.